Your chip right there. That's the graphics card, GPU. That's where the issue comes from. The issue was created by Microsoft. When they designed the box, this was taller. This piece right here was actually taller. Well, when they set the CD-ROM in there, they noticed, oh man, we built it too much. So they come back and they cut that thing down. And when they cut it down, now it don't distribute the heat properly, which overheats your Xbox, which is pretty damn ridiculous if you ask me, for something so easy to fix. Okay, so what I've done is I just set it back on top. I pulled it off. I set it back on top of the system, and this is for the 2 ring of death. It has 2. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and set my fan. I've actually taken a fan from an old original Xbox. These things are 20 amp fans, and if you look back here, the 2 black ones that are back here in the back that come on the Xbox, they're both 40 amp fans, both of them. So I tied into one of the fans, and I've actually eliminated 20 amps from it. So now I'm only pulling 20 to this fan and 20 to that fan. It's a little bit lower, but what I'm doing is putting more coolness over my graphics card. A little more air distributing on top of the card, so that way it'll try to keep it cool. Plus I got a fan sitting right here that I'm kind of like blowing air onto the system. Just a little thing, because I haven't actually fully customized the system yet. I'm just trying to give y'all a good idea of where the issue comes from and what y'all can do to fix it too, because it is a heating issue with the system. It just needs more airflow, and that's it. It needs more airflow. If you get more airflow to it better, you'll have a console that'll run for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just setting it on there for right now. I'm going to try it real quick. Let me get some power to it. Plug the power back in. As you see, I got an intercooler on there too. It's supposed to help. So it's coming back up. Let's see what happens. There we go. I have green lights again. It's working just fine. I hear the system, it's heating, it's speeding up, and when it speeds up, you know it's gonna kick it again. It's gonna shut back down on me. So what I'll do is I'll pull it off again and I'll apply it tighter. It needs to have more pressure on top of that chip pushing down on it. See, as you see there, it went again. Not a big issue, because as I say, I heard it spinning. This fan starts spinning way faster than normal. And that right there instantly should tell you, okay, it's fixing to kick one more time. Let me try to readjust this chip. So what I'll do is I'll come over here and let me slide it around some and push it down a little better on the board. As you see, it's still red ringing. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. Unplug the power. And then I will turn around. I want to pull this chip off. Pull it off. With it off. Put the power back in. Power back in. Tell this thing to kill itself. Because if you shut it off like that, sometimes it'll turn back on. Tell it to turn off. Then turn it back on manually. And if you watch, you got the 2 red rings still. I'm pretty much telling the system to reset itself. So I'm going to take the chip and put it back onto the system itself. Set it back down on there. And I'll tell you what, I'll actually apply pressure with my hand this time. Plug her back in. And it's all from that chip right there. That chip is the sole problem. Plugging it back in, holding it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lights up just fine. Look up at my console.